Hello everybody, and welcome to exciting new video from Water Tips. Hi, this is my Aquaman character. I actually haven't been on in a while, so I thought I'd do this video just not only to show you a brief little overview of the Atlantis world, open world, for the new missions and everything that goes on with it, but just mostly just tips and some hints about some certain things you can do to do some of the missions to make it a little easier for you. I know it's been a while since I've been on. I've been trying to do what I can to let you guys know some things about these different things that go on in the game. There has been quite a bit of things that have been going on this past few months. Like I said, right now the anti-monitor event's out, I believe, right after the Atlantis open world. There's an anniversary that came out a couple days ago that dropped a lot of good items, like a new House of L, as well as a Brainiac theme and a few other gifts that you got that Daybreak was very nice to give us. Very nice to give to us. Anyway, so to get started, I just wanted to say I was very happy with the Atlantis open world and the missions for the most part. Like I said, I haven't been on in a while, so because I'm kind of on a few months or so, a month and a half after the open Atlantis world came on, I've decided to just do a few little things. I know there's been plenty of other players and YouTubers that have made these same kind of videos on Atlantis, so because of that, I'm just going to go ahead and go over a few hints and maybe some things to cover that maybe some people didn't maybe get with their videos, hopefully. But anyway, let's go and move on. So we're going to go ahead and go to the watchtower. And of course, this is your first time doing the Atlantis open world. The portal for the open world Atlantis is pretty close to the Earth 3. It's to the left of the Earth 3 portal to get to the missions. Like I said, to find it, you just have to look for the open water portal to get inside. It's right here. Also the vendors that you talk to get the vendor gear and stuff like that. My particular character is actually low level, so because of that, all the gear that you see on here is going to always be in pink until you get to a certain CR, which is, I think, I want to say it's probably 250 to get inside. There's extra gear in here, and base items, of course. Unless you're of 250 CR to get inside, you'll see yellow gear, which is opposed to 225 gear, I believe. Right now, I just picked this gear. So anyway, that's the first vendor. Now, if this is your first time entering the portal before you enter the Atlantis portal, you won't be able to do the actual open world solo mission, which is on your map. So if you scroll to that, you'll see under Events tab, beside the ones, the Centennial Collapse, that's the event for the anti-monitor event. Just so you know, I thought I'd throw that in there. A stabilizer, the Atlantis Royal Palace. This is the one that most players, especially for low level, that haven't done the Atlantis world mission, you have to do first in order to unlock this world, because you can't really enter the portal until you do the Atlantis Royal Palace solo mission first. I will be explaining some more things in this video, hopefully soon, each of these missions individually, but right now, today I'm going to explain the open world missions. So let's go ahead and enter the portal. As you can see, this is the entrance to the open world, or I should say, inside the entrance. A lot of things in here. There's two portals over here as you enter. One's left portal that goes to the watchtower, one to the right goes to King Shark, which is the King Shark character in the game of the Atlantis open world and Aquaman missions that you need to talk to. When you first come in, you'll have to talk to him, and then talk to two of these characters, Aqualad and Queen Mira. When you talk to them, they'll give you a brief explanation of what you have to do before you can unlock all these missions. And once they tell you that, you will have to go to the Silent School mission, which is a cube mission you have to go to unlock the rest of these open world missions. And when you do, there'll be this mission here with Queen Mira will unlock. Let me just show you over here real quick, the King Shark. This takes you to his area here, which is under this underpass or watery pass outside Atlantis. And you talk to him, and he gives you a mission as well. But before we do that, I'm going to go back inside. There's another portal out here you can enter, and it takes you to the other part. So for this particular first one, and like I said, just as I said earlier, this is where you'll enter. This is where they'll teleport you as soon as you get done with the solo mission for Atlantis. This is where they'll teleport you, and you'll start doing your regular missions after you talk to Aqualad, King Shark, and Queen Mira. The first mission is over here.
Coram Wrath's rise to power is based on lies and broken promises. If we hope to remove him from power, we will need to win back the trust of the people and take out his most loyal commanders.
This will be your final mistake. Devil,
So as you can see, the first mission, you talk to her. There's different ones every so often, like just like the other missions in the game. Or any other mission you do, it's just like any other one you would do. They have different ones sometimes every day. This is the one they gave me today. It's called Shut Down the Propaganda. So all you gotta do is go into this little hole here in the world. Like I said, I have to admit, I am pretty impressed with the Atlantis open world. As you can see, when you get in, you swim. That's one of the other graphics that they did. It's probably the first open world type of movement, that's swimming, that they did, which there's no other mission, I don't think, or any other level in the game where you do this at all, which is interesting. It's actually pretty awesome. As you can see, if I go up here, you can see the world. This is the colonies and stuff in the Atlantean world. It's pretty big. It's a pretty big, actually, open world for being a Atlantis. You can't really put any bases in here or anything. It's not that kind of open world, but it's just based on the Atlantis world that I think they probably should have had a while back, but it's a good thing they got around to it in either way. There's also a little race up here that you can do that they kind of added not too long ago after the Atlantis world came out for people that want to get the race done. It's actually pretty awesome. You just go over here and enter this thing and you can do the race. And when you do, it actually takes you through, of course, the regular races like any other race, except for the extra advantage added to this particular race is a seahorse that you can acquire by doing a certain amount of time or length of time to get silver, gold, or platinum. Unlocks a seahorse trinket you can get that actually you can summon and call in any kind of open world missions. I'll fight alongside you, which is actually pretty interesting, which I thought was pretty cool. It might take a few times. Like I said, there's like 5 or 6 different I want to say things for the actual race. Let me see if I can find it. Anyhow, I think you have to activate the mission to do that. Let's see. Yeah, I have to actually do the Seahorse challenge in order to complete it. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and show you the first mission we got here.
self-replicating, possibly giant psychic starfish. That's different. Our instruments here at Star Labs are showing a huge amount of psychic energy spiking. Starro's face grabbers have taken control of quite a few heroes and villains. I'm glad you're here.
So, as you can see, once you get to this area here, this is where the propaganda is. There'll probably be some other drift soldiers around, so I just watch out for them. You go in and select the propaganda, turn it off. And there's like 9 more of them, just kind of do the same thing. Like so. That's all there is to that mission. You should tell them the Cormrath propaganda to get the actual drop or loot, whatever it is. And of course, as usual, it gives you things for your augmentations every time you do the mission. So not really much to it. You just gotta pretty much, you know, work your way around the ads of the drift soldiers so they won't attack you. Best thing to do is start from above and come down on the propaganda signs so that they can't get you on either one. Just trying to find ones that are out by themselves to make it easier, but it's all pretty actually easy to do. Next is the Aqualad Relics mission.
Cormrath has the Silent School stockpiling unregistered magical heirlooms from the Atlantean people. Some of these relics have been in their families for centuries. We can't let them have them.
Now, Relics mission is like, you have to recover like 100 relics. It's kind of like if you were to do, you know, like for Starro missions and stuff, you did the 1, or the 211, 311, whatever it was. I forget the actual number, but you went around and you killed Starros and got so many of them killed to get loot and stuff. Well, this is actually a much smaller one, to 100. They've been doing a lot of these ones lately. I think they did it for other ones too. Anyway, it's called 100 relics. Now, you can pretty much go anywhere on the map, as you can see on the little map that you have. In the orange, it shows you where to go to collect these relics. They're actually not too hard to find. They're like little white dots on your map that show you where they are. But I'm going to show you an area that you can go that where you can get them actually a lot easier. You just go into the King Shark Turf portal. There's King Shark. As you can see at the open world, there's this little water underpass that goes back and forth from end to end. All I do is usually go around here in between. You can see these treasure box, and you just kind of strike them to open the relics like that. And you have to actually rally them and collect the relics. They usually go 3 or 4 at a time. So, as you can see, I collected like 3. And you see on the map up there, you can actually see the white dots. They appear quite frequently. Also, another hint or tip I can show you that makes this even easier is if you're playing with other players around or collecting, unless you're in a group, you'll all get credit for getting the relics. But if you're not, if you're doing it alone, which you can pretty much do solo or in a group, either way, it might take a little bit longer by yourself, but unless the mission, you know, hasn't been reset and there's not many people players just putting the time of day, you can pretty much just get them really quickly by yourself, solely. But what you can do is, once you see a treasure box or relic box available, if there's somebody that's about to retrieve it before you, all you have to do is really just break the treasure chest before them, and whoever gets to it, whatever they recover the relics, you'll get credit for whatever they do. Because as long as you destroy the treasure chest or relic treasure chest, you always get credit for it no matter who's around, as long as you destroy it first. So you can pretty much just let these go and swim around somewhere else and somebody can recover them, and you'll still get credit for it. So that's that mission for relics. Of course, when you're done, you can just rally, make it quicker to get back to the area, talk to Aquaman, and he'll give you the treasure chest. Now for the next mission, you talk to Loyalist Delphine. She has a few missions usually that she gives you that differ throughout the day. It's not always the same, but I'll go ahead and talk to her and see what the mission is for today.
The sea suffers as much as the people do under Cormrath. Strange, dark magic has affected the creatures of the deep. If you can improve their situation, the people would trust the House of Atlan again.
Okay, So it looks apparently that means defeat drift soldiers and help terrified Atlanteans. And for this mission is actually pretty close to where the open world mission area is, where the missions are. You just go right outside here, to left or right of the world, as you can see. Just look for the people. They'll be showing by the drift soldier yellow icon above them. For this one, we're going to go the other direction. Drift soldiers. So you gotta basically attack the drift soldiers.
Nice try.
As you can see, you save the Atlantis from the drift soldier. Excuse me. There's some way to wherever. You keep doing this to each one until you get the total of 10 terrified Atlanteans to save from the drift soldiers. This is just like this is just one of a couple missions she gives you to do every day. So then once you're done with that one, you go back to her. And like I said, each mission there's not really any secret to these ones right here. You just kind of kill the drift soldiers. They're not real hard to kill, depending on which power you have, whether you're DPS or whatever role you are. It may be quicker or slower to kill them. I'm actually a troll right now, so it took a little longer to kill them. They're actually not that hard, but I am a little lower. I'm kind of clamped into the instance, as you can see, 241. So you go back and talk to her, then you get your loot. Now, for the next mission, these are the much bigger ones. You talk to Loyla's Gela.
Koromrath's lust for magic has corrupted the sea worse than we could imagine. The creatures of the trench are attacking in schools, overcome by a magical rage. You must drive them back.
For this particular mission, you want to find and protect the Atlantean civilian. For this mission, it's right outside here too as well. You might have seen a big huge creature over here earlier when I was here. As you can see by the yellow mark above, it's the Trench Mother. That's actually part of the mission, but the first part of the mission is a big swarm of creatures, little tiny creatures that you actually fight. And once you kill this tiny swarm, that huge Trench Mother appears. Now, for that particular thing, it does take a group of people, group of players. If you are a tank, you could try to do it yourself, but you'd probably still get killed. It's a big creature that you have to fight. Now, for the particular swarm mission, that one there, I would recommend that you do always find the swarm first, because the problem with the actual taking down the Trench Mother as they're out, as opposed to finding the swarm first, will cause you not to get credit for the mission. So what you definitely want to do is you want to find the swarm, destroy the swarm first, and then fight the Trench Mother, because there's been issues where people have destroyed the Trench Mother by itself when it appears and they didn't ever get any credit for it. So always make sure you destroy the swarm first, together as a group or whatever, and then the Trench Mother comes out, and then you can kill the Trench Mother, and then you'll get the full credit for it. So, I believe it gives you like 8 Wrath Crowns or whatever. So that's what that does. So, and then once you're done completing the mission and destroying the Trench Mother, like everything else, you go back and talk to them, and you get your Wrath Crowns and your loot. I think it gives you about like 8 Wrath Crowns. Of course, when they have their special days, like the double Wrath Crown weekends and stuff, they do give a double or triple of them, which is what I'm still waiting for one of the characters. Of course, as the terminal, you always get to get your extra Wrath Crown. Every day you talk to the terminal, and it'll always give you 1. And probably 2 if you're doing the extra bonus weekend. So that's that for the actually find the civilian mission. It's actually pretty simple. I mean, well, for the most part, just get a group of people. It does have a few attacks. The Trench Mother, like I said, sprays a bunch of like some kind of a open mouth stuff on you. It's like green, and it hurts you over time, but then it can actually stun you and knock you back and stuff. All you gotta do is block like that when it does that, and it won't really hurt you. And you just keep repeating the process. Kind of stay at a distance, like I said. The best thing you can do when you fight any kind of boss for these missions, especially if you're doing it with a group, is to stay away from the boss at a distance, attack from a distance. Just let the tank the boss while everybody else is around. You probably, of course, want regular roles like control, a DPS, tank, and a healer. You want all the roles: somebody to heal, somebody to tank the boss, somebody to give power, of course, just like it is a raid or anything you do. Just so you know. Anyhow, moving on. For the next mission, this is another big mission too, just like the Atlantean mission. You want to talk to Loyalist. I can't talk, excuse me. Lois Lona.
Coram Wrath's experiments with forbidden magic have opened portals to dark realms and corrupted the creatures of the sea. A giant brine hulk is attacking the Beast Rancher's farm. Help him, please.
Okay, so as you gotta defeat a giant brine hulk. It's a huge brine hulk. For that mission, you just want to fly. Just look at your map. It'll tell you to go right across. Like it's such a huge open world, so you just go to fast speed by holding down the L3, and it takes you really quickly through the water. Swim over here. This is called Briny Farms area. You'll notice by all these different like briny farm like little nests or like they're little tiny homes where you put them. It's also where the actual Briny Farmers regular mission is too. When you talk to one of the people over there, you talk to this guy, and you take all these little briny farms and you put them into this little home here where they are, and they can actually give you a mission rewards for that. As you can see, that's the brine hulk. Somebody actually attacked it. Normally, like I said, you want to do a full group with that. Now, you might have seen some green things he just threw out, as well as spraying that little thing out of his mouth. Now, those little things, that's something I want to explain to you. This will also take like about 8 people to do. You don't want to do it by yourself, of course, because there's no way you can really beat it. So, when you're fighting the brine hulk, you want to stay at a distance. You'll see the skull, as you did right now, come on, and it will attack you and follow you, especially if you're the only person on the map, just like what happened to him. You want to fight in a group, of course, of 8 people. Not try to do it by yourself, because you're never going to win unless you make your tank. As you can see, he disappeared, but he does spawn right over there in that corner by the coral. Anyhow, once you're in group, the best thing to do is he does like a couple attacks. Like we just seen earlier, he shoots a bunch of green eggs out and traps you in them. All you gotta do right when you see the skull is blocked like this, and he'll never get you. I've seen tons of people get trapped with those eggs and they get killed immediately or get really hurt and almost die. All you gotta do is block against it, it will never hurt you. As well as other attacks, you just kind of stay at a distance and you can block or roll out of the way like this, and it'll keep it from getting hurt by it. And like I said, just like the Atlantean civilian mission where you fight the Trench Mother to complete the mission, once you defeat them, you get 8 Wrath Crowns as well as loot and some other things, of course, 9th medal, and that's pretty much that mission. And then you just want to go back and talk to the person. Now, that's pretty much it as far as the missions over here. If you look over here, just Supplier Sybil. She does have the gear over here too as well. Just 2 vendors, one outside the portal in the watchtower, one in here in the actual open world. And you can get the stuff here. And here's the repairman, the repair where you can get repairs, more repair gear. And that's pretty much all there is to the open world missions. Now, there were, like I said, there's a challenge solo mission. There's a 4-player silent school mission. There's also 2 raids that you can do. And you can also do those as well. I will be walking through some of the missions, or at least explaining them with some other videos I'm going to do. So for now, that's the open world missions as well as everything else. Like I said, the race gives you the seahorse trinket. Most of these things give you loot, and I believe the actual max CR at this point is 258, unless you get an OP or the omnipotence gear, which takes you to 260 or 262, I want to say. So, but the actual max to get in here, or the actual max is 258, regular max, and then of course the higher ones, the omnipotence one is like 260 or higher. Now, just keep in mind that when you when you have to go into this portal, that it does take a 250 CR to be able to enter the portal. That's the lowest you can be, or that's the actual CR required to get into this portal. Like I said, it's available for all players right now. It's been out for a couple months now. I did do this video kind of late, so I appreciate you being patient and waiting for me to get on. I have been away for a while. I've been really busy doing other things, but I try to get on when I can. So that's it for the open world mission. It's a very fun open world mission. Like I said, it's the first mission in the game where you can do this swimming movement. If there was more swim movements in the game, I would recommend it be a movement they could probably have you do, but there's not too many swimming ones like this, so it's just one you can do in this open world mission. And there are, of course, a few things around the corner coming up. Like I said, a Valentine's Day thing in February is coming up in a while, where they will have different things they want to give, and of course the next episode will be coming out directly. So Anyway, that's it for the Atlantis open world. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, that's all there is to it. Every day you can do these missions. Keep in mind, the first time you do it, you'll be able to do all these ones like the Brine Hulk and the Citizen ones. But after you do the first time, you'll have to wait about 4 or 5 days, 6 days, several days. I believe it takes like a week for them to unlock, and then you can do them again. But then after that, you'll be able to do like the regular 1-player, the 4-player, as well as mostly the open world things. And oh, one last thing before I go. The King Shark mission. Almost forgot. Sorry about that. The King Shark mission is one of the missions too you can do as well. It's available every day, regardless of the resets for the other ones that give you 8 craft crowns. Talk to them.
Well, if it isn't the Royal's pet dogfish. If the House of Atlan wants my support, they'll need to earn it. Wrath's men have my people locked up like fish in a net, waiting for execution. Free them, and then we'll talk.
So just like in the missions, you do this mission here, and I believe it just gives you the same amount, loot and some Wrath crowns. I want to say it's 8, but I keep forgetting. I think it might be either 8 or the regular one. I think it's just a regular mission though. So for the, it says, as you can see, it says rescue Atlanteans from Kilonets. Basically, it's over here. You just go look at your map, and you have to go over here on the underpass. Now there is another mission you can do that's actually over that direction, past that bridge, a couple bridges, where you have to take the Atlanteans, and you have to actually rescue them, or you have to rescue the citizens from the drift soldiers that are surrounding the cages, and get them out of the cages. It's also that mission. So it's basically 2 missions, I think. I want to say 3, but I think there's just these 2. This is the easier one. I'll show you how you do it. Just kind of swim over here. There's 2 ways of doing it. You can either go from here where he's at, or you can go the other direction by the open world. And this is where you see him. As you can see the kind of orange type of little cocoons. All you do is just open them and let the citizens out like that. That's all you do. There's 9 more of them, just 10 total. You just go around. It's actually pretty easy. Just try and find the ones where they're not near drift soldiers, because if you do, they'll definitely attack you, and it'll make it a lot harder to do what you got to do. See, as you can see, they spawn up with the bridges throughout the game, of the open world. Anyway, that's all there is to it with that one. You just rescue the Atlanteans from the Killnets. There's like 10 of them. It's really simple. Like I said, the other one is a little harder, where you have to rescue from the cages, and there's tons of drift soldiers around it. So, anyhow, that's that. You support back to Rally. And then when you're done with the mission, you always have to go back. You might have to go back to this portal to get to King Shark, unless you want to go the other way. It brings you right to him. And you just talk to him to complete the mission. And that's pretty much all there is to it. The King Shark, other missions inside. So there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 missions pretty much total for this, as well as this little terminal that always gives you Wrath crowns every time you go to it every day. That's pretty much it. That's all there is to it. Said, I do want to thank you for watching. Hope that helps with this open world thing. I will be doing the solo, 4-player, and the actual raids walkthroughs. I'm gonna try and see what I can do to get them done the regular way, so you can walk the whole way through it. But we'll see. I usually just explain them, so it all depends on what I have available. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe if you have any questions, like I said. And like I said, I want to apologize one last time for not being on in a while. Just got kind of busy. But I thought I'd just show you this video. And I hope you enjoy it, and have a good day. Later, guys.